Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I will be showing you a secret way to identify pure liquidity sweep. Now, the thing is, a lot of people know where is liquidity, right? Liquidity can be found everywhere on the chart. It could be in a shape of a high or a low. It could be in a shape of swing high, swing low, trend lines, any retail pattern, and that is liquidity. Now, the real question here is, how do you actually identify a real liquidity sweep? So when you know how to identify a real liquidity sweep, then you look for market structure shift, you use any entry model, and boom, you take your entry. So in this video, I'll be showing you exactly how you can find real and valid liquidity sweep. Before we continue, I just want to let you guys know that subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon for updated strategy notification. Let's just continue with the video. So the very first rule is that these liquidity sweeps must happen between kills on hours. I don't care what anyone else tells you, but for me, these are the kills on timings. The liquidity sweep or your entry must be between these hours. So for London session, you have 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. New York time, and for New York session, you have 8:30 a.m. till 11:15 a.m. for New York session. That is it. All you need to know about. Because the thing is, without time, price doesn't matter. Because algorithms are active during these times. If you are taking your entry or looking for liquidity sweep without any reference part of the time, you don't know what time it is and you're looking for entries and liquidity sweep, then you have no idea what you're doing. Anyways, we have two ways to identify real liquidity sweeps. The very first one is very powerful, and it is powerful than the second one. But both of the methods work absolutely fine. In this method, what we do is we look for 3-candle pattern. Okay, so let's assume that this right here is liquidity. I have labeled it with $3. So the first candle, right? So we have 3 candles. So the first candle closes, then the second candle sweeps the liquidity. And the third candle breaks the high of the second candle. Let me do this right here. Okay. So what happened here is that this is the 3-candle pattern. You have liquidity, the first candle closes, the second candle closes, and the third candle closes. The first and the third candle must not break the low of the second candle. We're talking about a buy example. That's why I'm saying it should not break the low of the second candle. If you were looking for a short position, we would not like to see the first and the third candle break the high. But here's the thing, and you might be asking me, what if the first candle also sweeps the liquidity, and then you get this pattern where you have one candle, the second candle is the lowest, the second candle must be the lowest, and the third candle breaks it must break and close above the high of the second candle. So what if this is the scenario? The first candle sweeps liquidity, the second candle. We want to see the third candle to not break the low here. But the third candle breaks this low right here, and then you have, again, the 3-candle pattern. However, the liquidity is right here. I do not want to see this happening. What I want to see if in this scenario, we have the first candle right here, it sweeps the liquidity, that is all right. The second candle closes. The third candle then must not break the low here. It should absolutely not break that low. It should not break that low. And the third candle, let me remove this, must break the high of the second candle. This right here that happens. So when you have this pattern, there are 2 ways to take your entry. And too much marking, guys. I just want to make this clear for you guys. You have 3 candles, 1, 2, and 3. The third candle closes above the high of the second candle. There are 2 ways to take your entry. 1, you can take your entry on the retest of the high of the second candle. Put your stop there. Target whatever level you want to target. Or you look for fair value gaps on a smaller time frame. Let's say that you found this pattern on 15 minutes. You can look for entry on 1-minute time frame. Now, the second pattern, let's talk about the second pattern here. It is a 2-candle pattern. It is somewhat different, probably the same. You have a liquidity level here. The first candle that sweeps the liquidity. When you have a liquidity sweep with the first candle, this is the first candle that sweeps the liquidity. After that, I do not want to see any candle break the low here. The second candle must close above the low of the first candle that swept the liquidity. I repeat this again. When you have a liquidity sweep in the first candle, very first candle that sweeps the liquidity, it doesn't have to close. It doesn't have to be like have a body. I didn't mean close, but it doesn't have to necessarily have a body. It just needs to wick. And the next candle should not break the low or even wick below it. It should come close as much as it likes, but no breaking. And when you have this candle close as well, you drop down to smaller time frame, look for market structure shift, and boom, you have a trade idea. So this is simply how you guys identify clear liquidity and real liquidity sweep, guys. Now I will, of course, be showing you examples, but I really hope that this whole thing was clear. For the second method, we use 2 candle pattern, and for the first model, which is actually powerful than this one. Now, it's really up to which liquidity sweep model you want to use. It could be this or it could be this. So you want to look for these candle formations on one time frame. Okay, so you want to see 3 candles on one time frame. You should not drop down to when you have liquidity sweep, you should not drop down to 5 minutes or 3 minute. You should watch this pattern happen and the candle close on the same time frame, not lower than 15 minute. Don't go lower than 15 minute for liquidity sweeps. For entries, of course you can, no problem. But for pattern formation and liquidity sweep, which is basically the same thing that I'm teaching right now, you only stay above 15 minutes or 15 minutes, if that's what you like. So let me give you guys a couple of examples. Here is example, you can see that this right here is a liquidity level. As I said before, any high and low could be a liquidity level. So what happened here was you have 3 candle formations. So this right here is the first candle. And this is the second candle. And this right here is the third candle, this bearish candle. As you can see, we have first candle, second candle, third candle. The first candle closed here, the second candle is the highest, and the third candle does not break the high here. It breaks the low of this candle. Once that happens, we take our entry from the retest of the low of the second candle. So your entry would be somewhere around here. Your stop would go right above there. And you could have targeted this level right here, which is the closest. I could show you something like that, but the only reasonable target area is this here. So this would have been 2.48 risk to award. So let me repeat this again. What happened here? We have liquidity level. You have 3 candle formation. So 1, 2, 3. First candle close, the second candle is the highest. The third candle doesn't break or wick above the high of the second candle, and the third candle also breaks the low right here, showing that momentum is now bearish. Why? Because price instantly rejected after sweeping the liquidity. So that is reasonable, and it only makes sense when you think about it. So this right here is when you take your entry, when price comes back, or you drop down to a lower time frame, like 1 minute. When you're looking at 15 minutes, you take your entry from fair value gap, break a block, auto whatever model you want to use. I really hope that is clear. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video.